All right, guys, your buddy Kinzips here. Today we're going to be talking about best way to actually make gold and silver. So this isn't financial advice or anything, it's just a hobby. And just want to let you know, people always wonders like, oh, what's the best way to get gold and silver? Well, believe it or not, like all your old electronics, I used to have old computers and chips and RAM and all this other stuff. The best way to actually get gold is to extract it from those old components like CPUs and processors. There's a big place in like places like Taiwan and stuff like that when they recycle electronics. That's why they give you like money, or they just tell you to, oh, donate your phone. What they're actually doing, guys, is they're ripping off the precious metals from those components, and they make a lot of money. Like, look at the price of gold. So it's really interesting. Like, donate your phone. Like, yeah, but they should pay you for the phone. But and realistically, they just tell you to recycle your phone nowadays, while they profit from making the gold. Now, there's tons of videos on YouTube and things like that. Now, it is a process, takes a lot of like um, acid and stuff like that. You need to make like an aqua regia, and then you got to have a crucible. You got to have all the equipment, right? But when you see how these people make it, it is, you need a fume hood, all that type of stuff. But if you have all that type of stuff, you can make quite a bit. Like, look at, if you go to the scrapyard, there's tons of like, old electronics, computers and things like that. I have a lot of old computers, and what do you do with it? Well, it's not like you can melt off the pins and stuff like that. You could if you had all the equipment. Now, you can see all this, and you can extract some really cool stuff. Like, you can get like lots of gold. Here's a video that they extract. There's one big YouTube video where there's a big processing center, like I said, in Taiwan or something like that, that like gets chunks of gold from old computer components. So and then people wonder how you can get silver. So you make your own silver cell. So basically, back in the old days, when you make your own silver cell, or when you grow like crystals from like sugar or something like that, when you put a string, you put some sugar in there, and then start to grow crystals. It's the exact same thing, but you need a little bit of a current, and basically you need some silver, and usually people use scrap silver, or scrap computer components, or things that have silver in them, like silverware, or any type of things that people would deem scrap. And then basically it creates pure silver from there, and then you extract the crystals, and then that's pretty much it. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways, and if you really wonder, those are the best ways to actually get the silver, because yeah, some of the chemicals and stuff like that will cost you some money, but if you think about the long term, you can actually create these like silver, and scrap metal is like, or scrap silver and stuff like that is way cheaper than buying like, an ounce of pure silver. So yeah, and you can get scrap stuff really cheap, or you have look for old computer components that people are throwing out, or like you go to Kijiji, and they'll be like, oh, free computer, right? You can get all that stuff free, and then you can melt it off. But you have to buy the chemicals, and you have to have the equipment and all the other stuff. And of course, it's dangerous chemicals, so you got to be careful, right? So, but yeah, it's pretty neat, guys. All right, if you have any questions, comments, please go subscribe to the channel.